Okay, welcome back to what we're doing here, which is scalable vector graphics. And this time we're going to start changing with a style sheet, because we know we can change the properties. This is the graphic we're going to work with, and this is its original. You can see it has an ID, just like everything else on a HTML page. So I can put the hash ID SVG _9, or I can give it another name. I can change that ID to something more understandable if I needed to. Let's stick with that for a minute. I'm just going to copy these 4 properties, and I'm going to paste them up here. And all these properties are SVG properties, but I can change them to style sheet properties, cascading style sheets, just by changing the punctuation a little bit. So I'm changing the equal signs to colons, and I'm getting rid of the quotation marks. And I'm putting a semicolon at the end of each line. All right. So I've changed the stroke. It's how the color of the stroke, its opacity, which should be set to 1. I'll put that back in a moment. Its width, which is currently 0, so it doesn't have any stroke. That means doesn't matter what color I give it, it's not going to be there. All right. But if I change the stroke width, the opacity to 1, I can do that, and the stroke width to 5. So now it's a fairly thick, and it's got a fill color, which is some combination. A lot of blue, a couple of other colors in there. Let's see what we get. Alright, so a bluish with a blue stroke going around it. So you can see the stroke is 00F. Alright, and now I'm also going to change just the actual SVG itself. For the first time I just used the style sheet to change the stroke within the graphic. Now I'm going to put a box around the graphic itself. So again, I've created an ID for the SVG block, and I'm just going to have a solid border. I could do a lot more if I wanted to, but this is enough for the moment. So at that, you see it's a very big border. This is a very big SVG graphic, bigger than I actually need. So I'm going to make some changes. I want it to be 200 px. There we go. And I'm going to set the height as well, because I want this to be a square shape. So there we go, 200 px each side. Save that. What do I get? There we go. The box is much tighter. Yeah, and that will fit on my page better. But the other thing I'm just going to, because I can, is a box shadow. Because you can do all sorts of things. It's a style sheet, so there's all sorts of things you can do with this graphic. Change the elements of the graphic itself, and you can change the properties of the entire graphic. Thank you.